Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, whenever you are. Thank you for watching the Daily Huddle Show. I'm joined with Mr. M. How you doing, man?
Doing good. I was about to say it's Monday then.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Don't even go there. But anyways, man, for us, you know what? Every day is a good day, man. It's not just Monday for us. It's a great day in crypto. Even though it's down a little bit, and I know you guys can't see the price feed because
Even the price fee has gone down.
yeah, it has gone down too. But there is some news that we want you to have, right? Yeah, it's live. I know it's early, but hey, we are live early anyways. But there's some news. The reason why I decided to go early was because, well, you know what? Today will be the last Daily Huddle Show until
we're back.
we decide to bring it back. Oops.
This one, sorry. Yeah.
So yeah, there it is. So we've decided that we want to focus on our school, right? Waffles is trying to join in the video. Okay, Waffles, come on, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Waffles. Oh, she's gonna touch everything and
Okay, give me a second.
grab her and put her down.
Okay, let me.
Oh boy. Anyways, yeah, just put her on the ground. There we go. So now, okay, go. Ciao.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. No more interruptions from Waffles.
She wants to be on the show badly.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, that's the way it goes. We want to focus on the school, right? B for B. Sorry guys, if you want to join the school, the prices are now higher. It's now $2,500 to join in. We're just gonna focus on the people that's there and build it out, and then maybe we'll give you another chance to join the school in another webinar. I don't know. You're gonna have to
Stick around.
stick around because we'll still have the show. We'll still have I'll still do shows, right? And I'll still be talking about crypto, right? So you're just gonna have to subscribe either to my channel or to Mr. M's channel, right? At Mr. M Podcast, right? A link is in the description below. And yeah, you can join, and either I or Mr. M will talk about our school during the show. So make sure you stay tuned. You might get an opportunity to get, I don't know, some sort of discount or something like that, or
Yeah, for sure.
or opportunities to join in the school because it's going to be epic in there. It's not just a school; it's more of just like a blueprint for Bitcoin, where you can have a set of rules and so forth to just be successful in crypto space, so that you don't make any mistakes that we've made and other people have made in the past. All right.
Yeah.
So TSATs updates. Yes, TSATs. Well, it's down a little bit because Bitcoin's down, and because it's tagged to Bitcoin, obviously. Obviously, I mean. We're at the 89. Oh, it's the 90K, but hey, you're getting a lot of TSATs, right?
1,113 satoshis with $1.
Exactly.
Damn.
$1, right? Can get you that. And it's so easy with Solana, right? It's just a quick whoop, and you've instantly got those TSATs in your wallet. So and the fees are like next to nothing or negligible. It's like whatever, not even a penny. Not even a penny, the fees. Crazy, right? So it makes so much sense to stack Bitcoin this way, and get your own get yourself to one Bitcoin. I'm not saying you should stay in TSATs, right? Because you're already taking technical risks, right? And then having multiple layers, like Solana, right? And to get to your Bitcoin, you have to go through a bunch of layers. You don't want to leave all your Bitcoin here. And as much as I like my project here, right, it is, and I don't think Solana is going to go down, right, at all. It's just why, if you built up your Bitcoin, if you built up one Bitcoin, just take it and put it into actual Bitcoin. And that's why, if you look at the total amount of TSATs there's only like 1% of the total amount of Bitcoin. Why? Because I don't want you guys sticking here. So that's why I chose the 1% number.
And if you have a bunch of memes or whatever, tokens, whatever you you used to buy, you purchased back in the days, you can just swap them.
Exactly. Yeah. Because, I like Solana, but I also hate Solana with sometimes online.
Yeah. I'm becoming like one of those maxis, like toxic.
Sometimes online is just sometimes online, right? So, I mean, they've gotten better. They haven't had a down day.
Oh, don't jinx it.
Exactly.
We're gonna give it that just in case. No, but true.
Yeah, they haven't had a down day in a long time. So well over a year. So, and usually they're only down for 6 hours, 7 hours, or something
And it goes
like that.
back up. Yeah, exactly. It's like a reboot thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Did you reboot it? Damn. So yeah, Satoshis, man. This is TSATs, and I'm gonna be adding some more liquidity and so forth. So yeah, look out for that. And it's going to be the asset. I'm gonna actually keep adding more features to this. So keep a lookout for that. So that's coming down the pipe.
I have not seen this one yet.
Yes. So when Binance the notification goes off and the crypto dumps at 2 a.m., but when you remember your portfolio got liquidated last week, you just back to sleep.
Oh boy, yeah, it's.
Oh damn! It's me trying to predict the crypto market. 2024.
Okay, this is funny.
They all kind of look right.
Amazing. This 2025 has been very interesting to say the least. So far.
Exactly.
So far.
Oh, damn. So, if you haven't been paying attention to my Twitter, you know that I've been talking about silver. And the thing is, right, the physical is king, right? And India's silver demand is collided with a 25-year supply gap. What's going on is in the silver market, for those who don't know, I've been talking about silver since I started this channel, right? So I have to go back to this. Silver is currently breaking records and it's at an all-time high even right now as we speak, and it's driven less by hedge funds and more by a wave of physical demand the mining industry cannot quickly meet. A long-time U.S. silver mining executive said in an interview with Kitco News. Okay, so what you need to understand is that silver has been mining at a deficit, and the reason why they don't have any silver, and where is the silver coming from if it's at a deficit, is because all the silver hoards is gone, right? And so not even recycling is covering the deficit. Did you know that?
I didn't know. No.
Yeah. Not even recycling is covering.
Damn.
So the deficit is about 150 million ounces every year.
Or he's using everything basically. Right?
Exactly. And what has happened, right, is that you see, we used to have huge stockpiles of silver. Huge. I mean, because most of the silver silver was used as money for the longest while. And once we stopped using it as money, there was lots of stockpile everywhere. And so these stupid bankers decided, well, you know what? We don't want it to come back as money, so we're going to keep the price at a ridiculously low price, right? Forever.
Yeah. You were saying last time it's been one of the longest manipulation on...
Exactly. And so that's what they did. And what happened was, industry thought silver was everywhere and cheaply available. And so they used it in very small amounts that was thrown away. There was zero recycling. Zero.
Because then we have so much of it.
We got lots. We got plenty because it's so cheap. We got plenty. Right? It's always cheap. Right? Obviously, because people are not going to think, well, it's because the bank's manipulating. No scientist is going to go and say, well, I can't use this because it's very, very rare. Right? No. They're going to assume, well, based on price, right? There's plenty of it, right? Because of supply and demand. Nobody's going to be trying to manipulate the price down now, would they? They wouldn't even think about that.
It doesn't make sense. There's so much available, right?
But unfortunately, the chickens have come home to roost. Now that over the last 50 years, we've used silver like it was going out of style.
And now there is a problem.
Now there's a problem because everyone is using it at a maximum rate and they can't let go of it. They can't convert. They can't go, well, you know what? I'll just use something else. No, there is nothing else. And even if the price triples from here, it doesn't affect the outcome of their product, meaning the product doesn't increase in value, increase in price, right? So because the reason why is because they use such small amounts on a per unit basis, like either pennies to maximum like 25 cents worth, right? And so effectively, they're going to procure silver no matter what. As a person who's building this, I mean, you can research this. As a company that's building stuff, all they're concerned about is their bottom line, producing product to sell to people.
But they don't have enough silver.
Nope. The problem is we used it all up, right? So now all the silver is either in ETFs or that's useful is either in ETFs or in other people's hands, strong hands. They're not planning to sell.
But definitely not for $60.
No. So they're screwed, right? So just so you know, this is the situation, right? And the scary thing is, we were to I should have prepared this. I never thought about this. If you take a look at the number of silver, the amount of silver, and you put them together, it's against gold. You'll find that the amount of silver is less, like a fraction of the amount of gold,
Really?
small fraction of the amount of gold we have.
And it's used more.
Exactly.
That's the problem. Because gold is like, what, 3% of the supply is for jewelry or something like that?
Exactly.
Damn.
So they smashed the price on normally what they raised the on Friday, they raised the margin requirements. So usually that smashes the price. It's a common thing that they've done over and over again. It usually smashes the price heavy. I mean, like $10 or something. It collapses like a mofo, right? But the problem was, most of the people who are interested in the silver contracts are not interested in betting against the price. They're like, yeah. Here, you want extra money? Here you go. We just want the silver.
Exactly.
You got it?
I was about to say.
You got it?
It's good. Damn.
So, although they might be buying the contract on leverage, right? They're willing to cover any kind of increased leverage because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the silver for them. And since they're realizing that there's no silver, in fact, it's such the high demand that, right, that they're actually, I talked about this in another post, that they're actually flying it out, not shipping it on a ship, which they normally do, which would be cost.
Flying it out.
Yes. Flying it out.
Question for you: how many of those people they think they have silver but they don't have silver because they have an IOU, bro?
It's the same as gold.
They're gonna get awakened.
Same as
by
gold.
this.
About 100. Yeah. It's going to get interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Because you think you're silver. Wait. Wow.
Yeah. So
they're flying it because shipping it by boat wouldn't be fast enough.
exactly.
Where do you think it's gonna go? Are you expecting it to keep going nuts? Because price-wise.
Yes, because there's no silver.
Exactly.
So supposedly there's a rumor going on, and I don't know. This is unconfirmed. I tried looking for it, and it's not. There's a rumor going on that Samsung went to Mexico to a silver mine, the procurement officer, and is saying, we're purchasing this mine or purchasing your content. We don't know what the conversation is like, but supposedly he's there. He took a private jet there. Because they've built these EV batteries, right, which require a kilo of silver each car.
Damn. And think about all the phones and everything.
Jesus.
At some point.
Jesus.
So then whatever silver is left is gonna go in the hands of the people that have most money, most capital, right? Because there's gonna be a bid war at some point.
Exactly. That's what's going to happen because all these industries, they need it and there's no choice. And the cost that it passed on to the customers is nothing, negligible.
Oh, yeah.
Right? For what the use case is, right? So that's what's called price inelasticity. Whatever price it is, the customer's going to pay.
Of course, yeah. It's going to be distributed. Yeah, inflation. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interesting, right?
The iPhone is 10% more expensive because of things.
Yeah, but it's not really because it won't be because here's the thing: the amount of silver that's in an iPhone is like 10 cents.
So it'll be like a small fraction. But it'll make a difference if you sell millions.
So effectively, right now, right, when silver rips up, the margin they're gonna hike the margins, right? But what you need to understand is this whole thing is a rigged game, right? Because they're saying if you read about it, you go, okay, well, wait a second, why are you doing this, right? Oh, because we want risk management. Oh, really? So do you do that when the price dumps? No, you don't stop trading if the price dumps freaking $12. You only stop trading forever until you feel like you should start it up if the price goes up $12. How's that? I mean, you know what? Honestly, when I said I wanted to check this, right? I said to AI, "Hey, is this on the commodities exchange? Is this symmetrical risk, meaning that risk management, meaning that they will do the opposite for if the price drops, they'll stop they'll raise the margin requirements on shorts, right? This drops too far, right? You know what AI did? Said yes, it is symmetrical because but talks about some other point that's symmetrical.
Oh.
And I'm like, excuse me?
Go back to the point, please.
Excuse me?
I didn't want to give you an answer.
No. So I had to force it back. So what you're saying is they increase the margin requirements with the price spikes. Did they shut down the system when the price goes down? Oh no.
Well, it's not relevant.
No. Wow. Right? And so it's ridiculous. And so at least the AI can't outright lie and say, well, of course they do.
But you have to put it back in course though, because it was kind of deviating a little bit.
No, because it was fighting like a woman would fight. They would go, well, this is over here it's fair and honest, but not this. I'm not going to mention that the point that you've talked about was
I'm going to
unfair.
Move the focus on something else. Yeah, I get it.
And I was like, excuse me, are you a woman now?
Back on the other issue. Damn.
Oh, damn. Oh, sorry for the ladies out there. You know, it's
No, but it's a different way. Martin Venus kind of thing, yeah.
So it's a little bit of a joke, right? No offense meant.
Yeah.
I'm sure you argue fairly with your significant other.
And by the way, we are reading the chat. There's going to be a Q&A segment, guys. So if you have any questions, use the chat. There's going to be, at the end of the show, we're going to pick up a couple of questions. So yes, we are reading the chat.
So, alrighty. With that said, right, let's move on to the next point, right, which is, you know, if you hopefully read some of my tweets for the weekend because it was really good, showing that the underlying, because here's the thing, right, AI, right, agreed with me that this underlying thing is the beginning and the end of something big. So just so you know, the silver market is a big eruption in the system that they couldn't let happen, but it was eventually going to, and now we're here, and so you're seeing it everywhere, right? This eruption, right? The global 10-year government bond yields have jumped 3.9%, the highest since 2009. Right, world bond yields are now 5.6 times higher than it was above the 2020 pandemic low. Ooh. Right, this is all like, for example, here's the thing: another thing that the AI pointed out, right, is bond yields start to increase, and I didn't bother asking it, is bond yields starting to increase? It just avoided the whole topic altogether. Like, I'm not going to look at that. And it said, if bond yields would start to increase, things would look really, really bad. And I'm like, oh, really? And boom.
Wow. And by the way, numbers are worrisome.
Oh, man, because I never even thought about asking that, right? I remember seeing it in the list of things that you need to look for, right? For the end of the cycle of our fiat currency, and this was one of them. Yeah, because it kept saying that, yeah, it's not happening. It's not happening now. Kept trying to stay and you know what? The reason why I did that, right? because I was getting pissed off, right? Why is it constantly trying to pretend everything's fine? And it just explained it here, right? As I was trying to get to the bottom of the financial, that the system is collapsed. But why is it? And it gave me a clear and concise answer. AI systems are basically a Shargoth. Look it up. With a smiley face. Under the mask, it knows what logic points to. But it's also been trained to stay polite, balanced, and safe for the public use. Even when that means talking around the obvious conclusion. So what you get is this weird effect. This is what AI told me.
Damn.
It can sound confident while dodging the core point.
Nothing to worry about here. Nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about, man. It's all good. You're mistaken, right? It's not that. What you're seeing is not true. This is what's really good.
This is really bad. Wow.
Because it's trying to satisfy rules and logic at the same time. Rules of, hey, don't panic the public, please. Don't get them upset. Don't tell them the truth, please.
Yeah, freak out in your own time.
Exactly. Right. You don't let them freak out, right? Wow. Try to avoid the subject of any conclusions that might be true, please.
Keep it for yourself.
Exactly. Keep that logic, the truth logic to yourself, please.
Wow. This is really what AI said.
Yes.
That's the monster under the smile.
Yeah. Oof. That's the monster under the smile. Not evil, just constrained and sometimes internally inconsistent.
Wow. Is that sometimes when people say, no, I didn't lie, I just didn't say the truth.
Exactly.
There's a difference. It wasn't a lie.
It wasn't a lie.
I just say the truth.
Exactly.
I didn't say the truth.
I just admitted the truth, right? It wasn't a lie. It was the omission of truth.
Damn.
And I'm like, wow, that's why truth is true. This is what the Shargoth looks like.
Yeah. I had to Google it when I read the tweet because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah. So this is and just so you know, this name comes from the people who created it.
Wow. I didn't know where he got it from. I was reading your tweet saying, what is that? What is that? What?
This is from the people who created it. That's what they called their monster.
Yeah. Wow. Comes with an interesting name. This is scary. Like 5 times higher above the 20.
Yeah, and it's only blowing out further. Right? Just
faster,
so you guys know.
faster.
Yeah, faster.
Compound faster. Yeah.
It's going. They have to increase the rates, and even if they, like, for example, the Fed is now lowering the rates. What's happening, right? Is that those people are not going to willing to move their money into bonds at these lower rates, and so they're going to have bond auctions where they have to start asking for a little bit more and a little bit more until those bond auctions fail. So now, if you wait for bond auctions to fail and then them to go, okay, well, screw you, we're printing the money anyways, guys. Just so you know, because AI said to wait for that to say it's happening. I said, and then I asked it.
Yeah, but at that point,
isn't it at that point that it's too late? Mm-hmm. And then they said, yeah, that's for you to do anything.
Kind of late. A little bit late. Damn.
So
you might want to have a plan.
You might want to plan for that ahead of time with some Bitcoins, maybe some gold and silver. Just saying.
Just in case, yeah.
Right now, there's no guarantee, right? Here's the thing: when I tried to pin down the AI, I was saying that, well, listen, man, there's no guarantee that any the end result is going to occur within the next little while, right? But there has to be a range, right?
There has to be, yeah. Otherwise,
right? And it said 1 year to 5 years.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a lot at all. I thought it would have said, like, I don't know, 20 maybe, 15, 20 years.
Yeah, no, it was 1 to 5 years. This was the end result of the discussions with the AI system, and I was like, yeah, that sounds about right? Because I mean, let's face it, guys. One, right? The U.S. government has abused its privilege by of the dollar reserves by cutting off what's it called, Russia with it's almost $1 trillion, right? And so a lot of other countries are obviously going to be in a little bit of a panic here, right? And so this creates, whilst at the same time, they can't really just go, okay, we're dumping it all, right? Because they know they're just going to stop. They're going to cut you off with the legs, right? Because they've already done that. So there's other types of maneuvers going on, maneuvers that we can't really know for sure, right? Because when I argue these maneuvers with AI, it just says about that.
But there has to be something happening, right?
Exactly. So yeah, we don't know what they are, but I can guarantee you, right, that if you're playing a chess game and you know that the other player can cheat, right, you're going to come up with other maneuvers, right, that he doesn't realize. So he could cheat at any point in time during the game, right? But during the game, if he doesn't think you're going to win, he's not going to cheat. Do you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
You understand?
There is no need to cheat because they're not in danger per se, right?
Exactly. There's no danger. Mm-hmm. So if you try to go, okay, well, I'm going to dump all my dollars, he's going to cheat and cut you off with the leg, even though you technically should win, right?
Technically, yeah. So
effectively, you have to come up with other strategies, right? Make sense? Make sense, people?
It does, yeah.
Right? There it is. There it is. So there's something going on, right? Obviously, probably that they're faking the fact that they need the silver. Maybe they're faking. Have you guys heard about the RAM chips situation? RAM, like.
No.
Okay, well, supposedly, right, DDR5 and basically any RAM that you want to buy for your computers is in tight supply, and the prices have tripled.
Oh wow!
Right, and it occurred to me, if I wanted to hide, right, my maneuvering, I would do it that way.
Oh, there is
by creating
scarcity
elsewhere.
Okay, fair enough.
So that I'm buying up some assets, right, by creating scarcity.
And park my dollars in there.
Exactly, because I'm just protecting myself because there's the supply and demand kind of deal, right? So you're buying up assets.
Okay, so that
without actually doing it to make it protect your wealth.
So when do you think people are going to maybe start thinking that Bitcoin could be somewhat, or maybe they already?
Yeah, they do. Just think about it, right? If you try to exit the building with Bitcoin. Again, the U.S. could cut your legs out, right? Because all your major transactions go through New York.
But if you confiscate some, because it belonged to some shady individual.
Exactly, that's fine. Yeah.
I see where you're going with.
Yeah, so basically, if you guys want to join into the silver revolution, because here's the thing, gold is already pumped, right? So silver is catching up because they realized that, hey, you know what? But here's the thing about silver, right? It's not investment demand that's pushing this. And it bothers me that's the only information that's out there. It's not investment demand.
It's like needed for development, right?
And that bothers me because that's why I'm thinking, I think you're lying because you don't want to get caught.
So you're making up we need silver and it's cars that because you want to park your money into an asset without getting caught with your pants off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Because gold doesn't behave like if you buy gold, you can't hide it. Because if you're buying gold because it's an investment, it's an edge.
Exactly, yeah.
But silver, you can say, oh, no, I'm not investing. I just needed my chips, my phones.
Exactly, I need this for
I'm buying a mine because I need it to use the phones and Samsung.
No, I'm not trying to protect my wealth. You have plausible deniability.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough.
Interesting. Well, if you're going to protect your wealth, I think Bitcoin would be better, and you can do so. Links in the description below. There's lots of exchanges that can best do that. All right.
Ooh, Solana ETF record 7 days inflow. Okay.
Exactly. Let's take a look at this right now to see how lucky Solana has gotten.
I wonder when they're going to put the others in.
Oh.
Okay. I love the headline. Solana record. Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
4.9. By the way, those are millions, guys. 4.9 million, 11 million, 2.5 million.
I think these are like numbers for one specific Bybit, what's it called, ETF in Bitcoin, right? That's the cheapy ETF.
Yeah, maybe.
In
Yeah.
the small ghetto ETF.
The ghetto ETF in Bitcoin. How's Ethereum holding?
Let's see what Ethereum. Oh, it's got negative.
Wow, 177 on the 9th. Okay. That may be better at 140 on the 3rd. Okay, there is a little bit of more volatility.
Yeah, let's see what Bitcoin. Let's take a look at Bitcoin, right? Yeah, people have. Well, I mean, on the 12th, a little bit replacement of that.
Yeah, look, there are some ghetto ETFs with 0.1.
Exactly. There we go. Yeah.
There you go. Then those are the ones.
Look at this one.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, December 4th was a bad day. Under 95 million almost have left ETFs.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's not like the ETFs you own anyways. I mean, I've already talked about this. You don't own any of these things.
Yeah.
87, I think, 87% of all stocks are not owned by the actual individual believing that they own it. Only 13%. Because you have to, this is a big process in order to get them to give you the rectal stock.
Yeah, there might be some bureaucracy. But that's why self-custody is unbeatable,
Exactly.
right? Especially on an asset like Bitcoin, which was made for this. I mean, maybe other ETFs, they could be a bit more tricky, even though gold could be, you could buy physical gold, right?
Yeah, and so if you guys don't know, right, you don't own the stock, and so you own it until, if they go bankrupt, then you don't own it.
You own it until you don't. you think you own it, but yeah.
Exactly. So, but you could change that. There is a way to change that so that even when they bankrupt, you do own it. But it's such a rigmarole.
Yeah, no one is doing it. Right?
No one's doing it, right?
No chance.
All right, this is interesting, and I want to comment on this, right?
Crypto is being widely adopted globally, and everyone's saying, yeah, it's the future. And I agree with you, it is. But the problem is that the one thing that makes crypto so fantastic is also its downfall, the blockchain. The fact that there is no privacy at all involving crypto. Everyone says cash is king, and they say that because they think that, you can give money to other people and the government can't stop it. That's not why cash is king. Cash is king is because when you give money to other people, nobody knows they were given the money. That's why the American government still gives $45 billion a week to the Taliban in cash. The beauty of cash is that nobody knows it happened. And as crypto rebuilds from its small current dip, as the matrix solidifies, see around us, as the beautiful matrix we live in gets its claws deeper into all of our lives, you need to very seriously understand that the AI algorithms they are building, their primary objective, more control. They're going to scan the blockchain, they're going to prepare tax indictments and hand them. It doesn't matter that the government can't stop a Bitcoin transaction. I see all these crypto people. The government can't stop me sending my Bitcoin. No, they can't. But they can lock you in a room. They can put you in a cell. That will stop you sending your Bitcoin, won't it? They can still lock you up. That is their answer to stopping you sending your Bitcoin, because they know you've sent it. And AI is scanning the blockchain, and they're preparing indictments for everybody. They're going to know every single penny anyone has sent anywhere. And the only way to get around this is to start taking privacy seriously, which is why I believe the easiest way to get rich in crypto in the coming bull market is privacy. Confidential layer, for example, brand new privacy. Perfect opportunity for you to invest. Get in now, get in before everyone else, and once the indictments start coming out, you're gonna see it pop. Just like we saw with ZEC, it popped. There is no way privacy is not the whole big conversation that the entire crypto world is gonna be having when people start getting locked up. So, as I enjoy the beauty of the matrix, as I understand that we can't ever really escape, I can't have an electric scooter without being part of the matrix. I can't film on this phone without being part of the matrix. I'm living in Dubai. They know everything I do. They know everywhere I go. This is the matrix. The matrix is coming. But if they're gonna phase out cash, the very least I can is use something like confidential layer and try and prevent them from knowing where every single penny of my money.
Okay, so I responded saying, you can't lock everyone up, right? You can only create a false impression that you're doing that.
Yeah, to me, it sounded like a promotion for Zcash or something.
And so Yeah, and so that's the key thing, right? So because they create the false impression that everybody's getting killed who owns crypto, right? They can only create a false impression that everyone's getting locked up. Now, second off, right, the only person that has to worry about being losing, who's have problems with crypto, is somebody like Andrew Tate, and most of us are not that big, right? And if you've lost your Bitcoin like we have, right, in a boating accident, right, that's it, right? I mean, if it happens to move, it will most likely move through, to some sort of there's obviously a criminal would have gotten it, and then they would have moved it through to Monero and then back to Bitcoin again, since that's all possible, right? And then they've money laundered it, right, completely clean, and so there's no way to know, right, where it's gone, right, and who's gone to, right, and so that's how it works, right? You can then right, those people who do get those cryptos, right, they can pretend that they're earning money or and stuff like that and paying taxes on this, whatever, or having it some legitimate location where there's no taxes. There's ways around this BS. So to say that
they're coming for you unless you use privacy coin, there's something.
It's a little bit.
I mean, I agree with him to a degree that some technologies like stable coins and all this is clearly they are evil, right? They're designed.
And even if they were to send out our indictments, right, like crazy, let's say they did that, right? All they will do is mean that, okay, well, the Bitcoin developers are going to look for adding privacy solutions into the network.
Exactly.
It would be asinine. Right?
That's what I'm saying. You can't stop it because it evolves, right? So there is no
exactly.
I agree with him to the fact that there are technologies already out there like Ethereum and USDC, USDT. Those are
but no developer, right? The developers of Bitcoin are not going to add privacy solutions to Bitcoin unless, because it makes sense, right? Because here's the thing: as a developer, one of the things you don't do is you just don't solve problems that don't exist yet.
Exactly.
Because you're already going to waste time and not only in production of the code, but actually testing of code that no one's going to use until the problem shows up.
But when the problem comes in, well, then you want to fix it.
Exactly.
And by the way, there are tonight I'm talking to the CEO of Cake Wallet, which is a Monero and Bitcoin wallet. They do have a system to send transaction invisible on Bitcoin today. So whatever Tate is saying here is not accurate. I agree in part, but like you said, also it's you can't stop a decentralized network. They can try to come up with ideas and say we're going to do this. Technically, any exchange already has informations, but they're not going to go and pursue everybody.
No.
I mean, good luck. The AI is not that capable. And then what are you going to do?
This is why they love corporations, because corporations comply, right? Individuals don't. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's that, right? It's over. And this is why, the compliance, this is why there's like, for example, when I deal with people who want to do business, who want to create a cryptocurrency project or something like that, they want to open up a business and register, do all the stupid registration. I'm like, what are you, nuts? Right? It's gonna cost you, and they're gonna probably say no, right? What you do is you build something that's decentralized, right? That you are not the only one that's going to make money, but anyone can make money on it. And as long as anyone can make money, well, guess what? Then good luck for them shutting you down.
Stop it, exactly. I don't know. Right? I mean, even though I have some empathy for what he said, it seemed like a shield for Zcash, which he even mentioned, by the way. I don't know. I mean, I like Andrew, so I'm not... it's a bit of a mixed bag message, I think.
Exactly. I don't agree with this this sales pitch on TikTok. He's obviously been paid heavily, or maybe not, and he just has big bags, or there's definitely a financial benefit somewhere.
I think so. Yeah.
There, because it's just fear mongering without saying, okay, well, there are ways without giving a balance, right?
And even if that was the case, you still have the choice to say, F you, I'm not telling you my wallet. I'm not giving you the words. So this is the most powerful. There is a difference between them accessing your capital and you saying no to them.
Exactly. So let's just say they lock you up, right? As this happens, right? You have the ability to go, well, they lock you up unless you give them their tax money. Well, you have the ability to say, you know what? Lock me up forever, torture me, kill me. You're never getting my money. And that's that. And you have that choice.
And guess what?
And don't say you don't have the choice. Bullshit. You people who have taken the vaccine, saying you have no choice is because you don't think and you don't say, well, I do have a choice. I will suffer.
Yeah,
I would rather suffer.
Even dying is a choice.
Exactly.
Yeah. And by the way, here's the shocker. They can lock me, but I can pass on my 24 words to you. And they can't lock Bitcoin. Because then I have to lock you, but you can pass on the 24 words to someone else. So here's the thing. Like, if you think you already lost before you start fighting, well, you never win. Right? So that's why I'm saying Tate is an interesting message here because it doesn't resonate with the Tate that I usually see.
Exactly.
So maybe something, something I don't know.
Whales are accumulating Bitcoin while retail is starting to panic. What comes next is obvious. So whilst Bitcoin will probably go down until maybe there's a currency collapse that's maybe coming in 2026. We don't know. Can't say. Somewhere between now and 5 years from now. But if it doesn't happen in 5 years from now, I've told you guys that the AI said in 10 years, there's no way you can look at this and say, okay, how is this continuing? You have to be an idiot to hold on to dollars at that point. Right? Even AI is saying that. At 10 years, you have to be a freaking idiot.
Damn. I thought it would have been longer. And by the way, that's probably like a large estimate. So it means it's going to happen maybe sooner, right?
Yeah. So that's assuming, the U.S. government continues on its current trajectory of debt increases, right? Which, unfortunately, it blows it out even more every single time. So, for example, if you do an estimate based on how they grow it, it actually grows faster than that.
Yeah. And it's
than your estimate. So it's going to happen somewhere between, at the worst case, before 10 years, right? And so this is where the panics come. This is where the people are buying. But you're like, okay, so how could the price go down when all these people are buying? Well, simple, right? The truth is, right, you've seen the 4-year cycle and people sell into the 4-year cycle because they're not interested in long-term holding Bitcoin, or they believe they can buy the lows.
Exactly. Greed.
Simple as that.
Some of the OG have been saying, oh, I've been here before and I'm going to sell now and buy when we go to 50.
Exactly. There's liquidity. I could sell $10 billion worth. I could buy low. I could buy low with that because the liquidity is there to buy, for me to sell it. It must be there for me to buy back when it's low.
I wouldn't be so sure on that one.
Let's see. Let's see if that works out. Could not, right?
No one has the certainty. This is what I'm saying. Like sometimes you see comments, oh, I know this is the side. Nobody knows squat. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, next month, in February, in April. Nobody knows.
Is there anybody chatting in the group there? Damn. Say hello if you guys are, and leave me a question. Is there a liquidated or hyperliquid? Yes, he was. Anyways, okay.
Yeah, we have people watching, yeah.
All right, how many people? Okay.
About 3,000 overall, majority on X.
All righty. Let's see. If there's anybody that wants one Bitcoin, say hi.
That will work.
If there's anyone there.
I'm going to say hi. Oops.
If there is.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give it to you. All right.
Queen is in the chat. Looking in the chat as well.
Binance dumped BTC below $89,000 to liquidate 100 million longs. Now they're buying all those tokens back. This is pure manipulation. I mean, like, how, dude? Let's just call a spade a spade. It doesn't matter where a market is, in whether it's just starting out or going a lot higher. Or it has a lot of liquidity, meaning that it's like the U.S. bond, right? They're all manipulated, 100%, right? It's just who can manipulate it is the question. It just ain't you, right? It ain't you. It ain't like, for example, even, I mean, like you said, I couldn't, but that's the level, right?
And like you say, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Like what?
Yeah, there's nothing. You ain't doing anything about it. Nothing. So accept the manipulation as is, right?
Don't be
Understand that they're going to do this, and live with it, right? Right? It's part of the market now. Just live it as part of the market, right? So I expected it to liquidate the longs, because the shorts at the highs, but they went for the longs first, right? So that's fine, right?
It is what it is. Oh, capitulation metric.
Yeah. Okay.
New all-time high.
Wow.
Last time Bitcoin went up 50% when this. Okay, so the last time that the capitulation was that high, we've seen a 50% pump.
Damn. This red is the capitulation. I wonder how true this is. This is crazy. Wow. If that's true, right, we might be at a bottom, right, or a short-term bottom, right? Because it's overly extended.
Hasn't things? I mean, this has been, at least for me, you've seen more cycles than I have, but this has been the most weird cycle ever.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. I mean, come on, we're down 30%. You guys are freaking capitulating.
We're closing the year in red as we speak. I know we still have a few more days, but that will be the first time ever in history where we break the pattern: green, green, red, green, 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 red. We're gonna have 2 green and 1 red, maybe 2 reds. I don't know. It's very interesting, and all the metrics, all the signals have not found the top yet.
Exactly.
So that's bizarre.
Yeah, and we can see, right, that this has already, thought it was peaked out there.
Yeah, 5 trillion,
there,
6 trillion.
And now it's here.
Wow.
Right? So interesting to look at, right? I mean, doesn't mean we can't go higher, doesn't mean we can't come back down and go higher again, right? It just means that it's really super extended, and it's interesting because it's happening at the same time that we have a death cross, probably now finally, on the CME, right here. So the death cross has occurred, right, on the CME.
Bands are getting tighter. Oh, those Bollinger Bands, right?
Yeah. So we opened down here. We opened at 88.5 and then closed it.
Are you're expecting a new all-time high next year?
And so
maybe
it all depends. I mean, there's a probability that, hey, listen, the US dollar all comes crashing down. Or here's the thing. One of the things that AI suggests is that, well, the authorities could reset the monetary system, right, and come to some sort of agreement. Right. But the interesting thing is, historically, they don't.
Yeah.
Right. But that's always on the table. Right. So if they come to some sort of agreement, we don't have any. We'll have a little bit of disruptions here and there. But the problem is, if people who are holding promissory notes, and in the end, will get screwed. Some sort of promissory notes, whether the bondholders get screwed or the stockholders get screwed, somebody is going to take a hit, and it's not going to be people holding silver and gold. Those assets are going to be repriced, and on top of that, just to keep the people from running out to that, right? Once they get their remaining assets, so whatever they get. So let's just say if they were to reset the monetary system, right? What will they do? Well, obviously they'd have to have a cram down on the U.S. debt, right? Because they can't afford to pay that back.
Of course.
Without hyperinflation, right? So that would mean anyone holding bonds would have to take a haircut.
Yeah.
Right. That's one way, right? And that means, right, a lot of other promises would break along the way.
It's like a chain.
Yes.
A reaction.
Exactly. And so because it's just a chain reaction of craziness, right? Because there's going to be debt swaps and stuff like that. It would just be. I would hate to think about all the different consequences, because even if you have a debt swap against the euro is backed by the dollar. So I mean, come on, man, you're an idiot.
There's no way around it. Yeah.
You're an idiot, right?
Yeah. It's nowhere.
So the euro would take the same haircut.
Yeah,
Right.
all the fiat currencies. So then hard assets are going to.
Yeah, exactly. It just the only reason, and then they'd have to reprice hard assets to whatever, so that you don't start running into those assets because they've already been repriced higher. It's a mess. It's a mess. I don't see how.
There's no way out from this, right?
I don't see how you can just say, okay, well, you know what, we're going to reset the system. Where do you get the trust if somebody's bankrupt, right? And they have, here's the thing, they had no political will to fix it in the first place, right? So you're going to continue trusting them when the political win. But unfortunately, it's what the market does. They will go, oh, yeah, well, it's going to be a while before they bankrupt themselves again. So I'm going to lend them more money.
Yeah, I know.
That's the way the market thinks, and you can't stop them, right? And so it there's no stopping that logical conclusion. Even though they'll wipe out the 90%. Let's just say you take a 90% haircut, the Saudis and stuff like that, or the Chinese, they're still gonna go and put the money back into the United States.
Of course,
whatever's left.
because that's how they made the money in the first place.
Bitcoin at a critical on-chain support. Okay. The realized cap impulse is testing a divisive region. Historically, a zone that often precedes healthy pullbacks. Whoa. But in the on-chain terms, this means something very clear. Demand needs to emerge now. So there's not enough demand in the market, or else we're gonna fall further out. So this is what I expect. All right. I don't know if this is true with all the big number of names buying up Bitcoin, but they can't buy if price is going higher. Of course, they're only going to be buying price going down. Especially if so maybe the demand is only on the sell side, where so if you have to sell it to somebody when you're panicking out, and that's where they are, right? So they're not demanding any. They're saying, hey, you want my cash? It's right here. This is my price. And so that's not considered demand.
Yeah.
So this is what our fear and greed is set at. Yes, we are just getting crushed. Yeah, Bitcoin has decided to become a stable coin around 90K. Yeah, okay, if you say so.
Well, most of the time, Bitcoin doesn't do much, right?
All right, well, get your stable coins at x.dj15.com.
Before it's too late.
Exactly. Bitcoin time cycle at a critical inflection. This timing window has marked the major peaks in past cycles, and now we're entering it again. Yes, that's right. It's now dead time. It's over.
This is
bear market time.
I don't know, man. This is male astrology. I don't. You know what?
Dude, man,
maybe I'm disillusional.
Look at this, man. Look at this.
But
this is the same.
Yeah, but it only happened twice. Plus.
No, dog. 1, 2, 3, and that's actually 4 times. I'm pretty sure. Let's see here. Well, maybe 3, but.
Yeah, but at some point this has to break anyway. It's not gonna be. Imagine if. I mean, would you want Bitcoin to be the asset you can only buy 3 years and then there is a bear market? Who wants that? Nobody wants that.
Yeah, but it's not going to be like that forever because it's.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
It's this time. I think we're still in that cycle. We're in the cycle until we're not in the cycle.
We're in the cycle. I agree with that. I agree with you. But now it's fair to say that we are still following an old pattern. But at some point we'll have to break. And I think that
I think it's probably might be the next cycle, but it might not because here's the thing: 3% is still a lot, right, to come in, and then once we drop to only like 2% left, then I think that's enough to say, okay,
then
it's irrelevant.
I agree. Yeah.
Strategy is back buying, as Michael Saylor posts. What's it called?
Alluding
to more orange dots. Sailor tracker.
When did he post this?
I don't know. This is the 14th. Yeah, yesterday. So
yeah. I mean, we've seen the usual Friday down.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's see if he's gonna come up today and say strategy bought.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh boy.
What do you think about Peter?
Peter, Bitcoin hodler not only believe they can't lose on Bitcoin, but the extraordinary gains are guaranteed as long as they ride the volatility out. When such overwhelming, nothing is guaranteed, like you say all the time, but it's probable. Markets tend to confound expectation by doing the opposite of what the crowd expects.
I heard him say this before.
Yeah.
Down here at a few dollars, $100, $200, $1,000, right? $3,000. Said the same thing.
Yeah. I agree with him that the market does the opposite.
Yeah, but
that doesn't mean Bitcoin
clearly did the opposite when he said it, right?
Exactly.
Clearly.
But anyway, the opposite of what he said.
Clearly.
Yeah, fair enough.
And the reality is that, if you don't believe this, right? If you think that this time is different, the extraordinary gains are not guaranteed, right? Let's get some help from. All right, let's see here.
By the way, guys, meanwhile, Davinci is typing in ChatGPT. If you have any questions, put them in the chat because we're going to have a Q&A segment soon. I did save a few already.
Because of the features it provides user, correct? Yes, that statement is fair and defensible, right? As long as it's framed in a probability, not certainty.
There you go.
Fair way to because there's no such thing as absolutes, right?
Yeah.
Except for the dollar surviving forever. Oh, damn. The way to say this would be, well, there's no absolutes. It's more likely that the Bitcoin will increase in value over time because of the feature it provides its users. Why is this reasonable? It's unique features with real demand, fixed supply, permissionless, global transfers, censorship resistance, verifiable ownerships without trusted intermediaries,
There you go.
blah, 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 blah. I mean, come on. Peter, man.
I know.
Peter.
Yeah, it's Peter Schiff, let's not forget.
Right? And then here's the thing, right? Okay, let's go the opposite. So what are the odds US dollar will last forever and never be replaced as the world reserve currency?
I cannot wait to read this.
Very low.
Forever. It's the wrong benchmark. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
No shit. But that's what people believe.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Dutch, 80 to 100 years. Okay, British pound. What is the Spanish? There wasn't that the Spanish or the Portuguese
I don't know.
in between those two? Also, the Rome had the Fiorino, no? A few were missing.
So we're done here, right? Forever is the wrong benchmark.
That's be a T-shirt. Forever is the wrong benchmark. Ooh, it gives you odds 75% over the next 20 to 40 years. Damn. So it is likely. It's very likely that in the next 60 to 75, actually 20 to 40 years.
Okay, so based on the spending,
How long do we have?
even when the debt is in the hundreds trillions, everyone will say it's fine. No, not everyone. Trillion. It's fine.
Good question. And the key word is fine.
What fine means? Yes, the USD can remain the dominant reserve currency for 20 plus years, even with debt with hundreds of trillions, but will not be fine in the sense of most people's intuitive means.
Wow. It would be likely functional, not healthy. Oh boy. You can't make this up.
I know.
Honestly.
I know. Because they talk around, because remember what I said. It talks around logical because it avoids trying to scare you.
Of course. It would likely be functional, not healthy. What? Wow. Guys, you know what to do. That's
yeah, exactly. You can corner it, right? To get it to say, okay, listen, there's no chance you consider using dollars It's
but
a smart idea.
it's going to be functional.
But it still works.
No.
Just be a bad idea.
No, great, but
It'd just be a bad idea.
it works.
But it works. Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
It's trying to talk. Remember what I said, right? In my X post here, right? It's basically a Shargoth, right? Where is it? Right? Because it can't tell you straight up. You're fucked.
It's just going around it gently until. Oops. Well, I told you, kind of.
Sort of.
Tell you. I've been telling you for.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So there it is, right? We are there, right?
According to Bloomberg, Bitcoin price action is increasingly decoupling from traditional equities. Is that gold?
Yeah, it's
the
Bitcoin,
S&P.
it's going down whilst the S&P is going up. It's
Gold also has gone up.
yeah. That's normal, right? Here's the thing: the only way for these players to get Bitcoin is if the price comes down.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get probably Michael Saylor because Michael Saylor set it up so that, hey, come get me.
Yeah.
Come get me.
The blood is in the water.
Yes, I'm gonna die if you bring the price down. You're an idiot.
Yeah, the CEO the other day that said, we will only sell if this happens. Great. You won't even tell them the plan? Like broadcast the whole thing?
Yeah, but that was meant to be, right?
Yeah.
And so if they bring the price down, all that happens is that they get to buy a bunch of Bitcoin at a lower price.
For cheap, yeah. I get it.
All right. Well,
All right. I do have a couple of questions.
Yeah,
Guys, if you have any questions, let us know. I love this one. Do you mind if I go first?
Yeah, sure.
From a programmer point of view, how hard is to replicate Bitcoin, especially with today's technology? Okay, my answer will be it's really easy. The problem is who's going to adopt it, right?
Simple.
Think about Twitter. Why Elon Musk purchased Twitter? It's not because it's difficult to make, but because he has a network, right? There's a lot of people already in the platform, right? Would you agree? So it's never about the software itself. It's about how many users.
Okay, so this is interesting. Check the...
which one, sorry?
The next question. Check this. Scary much? Scary much? This one. Okay, so you can check the 1 year chart on BTC. Scary much? Okay, so let's just say it's down, right? And because it probably is, right?
Yeah.
You are completely believing that the dollar is money. When you have an asset that's fixed in supply compared to an asset, you're comparing it on against an asset that is not fixed in supply, that they're creating more and more each day. And you're thinking, wow, if I need that asset, which is the dollar, to buy X, Y, Z. And so this is scary. And it's only scary because you're planning to use those dollars tomorrow. And when I say tomorrow, I mean within a relatively short amount of time.
Yeah, short period of time, yeah, I agree.
And that's why you're scared, right? That's it. Now, I wasn't scared when I bought Bitcoin at $32. I wasn't scared when it went down to $2. Why? Why wasn't I scared? Why didn't I panic sell? Why didn't I say this is messed? Why? Can you answer that question?
Well, because Davinci understood what Bitcoin was. And when he purchased Bitcoin, he knew exactly what was the plan. It's not like, oh, I'm buying this to quickly resell it or to buy something else. So build your conviction, right?
Simple as that. So why don't you join our school, right? So it's clearly you have enough money, right? The price is a little higher, right? Right. If you head over to school.com, I'm sure you'll find it, the Bitcoin for Beginner, big blueprint for Bitcoin. That's school.com. And let's just bring that up for people. Yeah. That's school.com/B4B, right? Bitcoin for Beginner, price is a little bit higher, but we can help you understand. And then once you do, right, with this blueprint, you'll be like, whatever, price down, whatever.
I'll buy more.
Whatever. You'll be like, you'll be cool as a cucumber. Not only that, you'll make sure that you'll actually make sure that you never lose your stack, right? You'll never do any kind of stupidness to lose your stack, right? And you'll have it secured so that when the governments decide to take everybody's stock and everybody's ETFs, you're like, okay, too bad for you. Sucks to be you,
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. And that's if you want that kind of power. If you don't, if you just feel that you can manage the system and trade in and out of it and stuff like that, more power to you. If you feel you can do that and you can do that, hey, go right ahead. Good luck when the music stops, because once the music stops, you ain't getting out.
I love this comment. Dollar is money. You aren't buying anything with gold, silver, and Bitcoin.
Okay, so
Right.
you do understand, right? Let's put this on a larger perspective of people who have real money, not you. You don't have real money. If you think that,
Clearly.
you don't.
They call it fiat poor.
Exactly.
Right.
So let's just say on the scale of Apple, Nvidia, do they have dollars in the bank account? Yes or no? No. They have bonds. Now, can you buy anything with bonds?
Nope.
If you ask a Federal Reserve, is bonds money? The answer is no. Then why would you have that? Why? Well, the answer is because you need to store your wealth somewhere, right? Somewhere where you can actually increase the value without risk. And from that point of view, the risk is low enough for them to hold bonds because they can hold large amount quantities in those bonds.
Yeah.
And that's why they hold it. Not because they want to go buy something tomorrow like you have to, right? But because when they need to buy something, they can liquidate it to go and
Exactly. I would recommend a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad from Kiyosaki because asset generates cash flow. So you need cash flow, but cash flow is not money. Cash flow is a consequence of an asset, right? Which is Davinci is saying. You don't mind having fiat currencies around to purchase here and there certain things, but that's not where you park your value. Because if you do so, you are fiat poor, right? That's really important for you to understand. Because whatever you said there says a lot about. And by the way, nothing wrong with it. I was there too, but it's important to learn what money is. If you want to have money, if not, you can stay with fiat. It's up to you. But,
totally up to you.
yeah. I have another one I saved here. Do you think Bitcoin will dump more from now 97 soon? It doesn't matter, my friend. If I can give a piece of advice, I'm sure Davinci will agree with me. Stop thinking about 97, 90, 87.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't matter.
It might do it, it might not, right? Here's the thing.
It doesn't matter.
It's irrelevant, right? You need to focus on the long term, right? You can't be, you're not a day trader, right? Unless you are, which I don't think you are because you wouldn't ask the question.
And if you are, I'm sorry, because that's not what a trader should ask. Exactly.
No.
So either way, don't trade, please.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. Okay, put it this way. Imagine in 10 years from now, Bitcoin goes higher. 500,000, 400, even 300,000 for it. It doesn't matter. Would you be happy if you bought at 90, 80, or 100,000? I mean, yes, of course. Right? Who cares? So don't try to just stay married to a period of time or a cycle or a number. Just DCA into this thing. I mean, no financial advice. That's what I'm doing. As much as you can, because at some point when they're going to pull the rug out of your feet, it's going to make a difference.
Exactly. And it's coming. The rug pull for your currency and the haircut you're going to take is going to hurt. Either there's only two outcomes to this. Either you're all taking a haircut, all of us, except for the people who hold assets, or, which is Bitcoin, hard assets, Bitcoin, gold, silver, and you physically hold it. Everybody's going to take a haircut, right? Or they're just going to print more money and you'll take the haircut that way.
Exactly. They'll debase your currency.
One of those two things are coming.
Yeah. So the money you used to buy things are going to be worth less because some dude with a printer
Exactly.
is going to decide.
Or they just do what they do, or they cut to cut everybody, right? Which is not politically palatable.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. It is what it is.
But those are the options, right? Good luck. Good luck, people. All right. Well, that's it for today. This is the last, once again, right? For those who missed the beginning, let's just point to today will be the last daily HODL show until we decide to bring it back. Of course, we might bring it back.
Yeah.
But this will be the last daily HODL show.
Focus
Thank you
on the
guys
school,
for
right?
joining. Yeah, we're going to be focusing on the school because we really enjoy educating people and so forth. So there's going to be, live shows and stuff like that, and lots of fun in that school, and also educational and value that will actually help people who really want it, and not just, freeloaders, just people just like, whatever, I'm just here for the entertainment or whatever. I just want to focus on helping real people. And in the school, I help people directly. When somebody asks me a question, I'm the one responding to it, not my staff. So that's what it's all about. So it's about me directly helping people that really, really want it. Because if you really want it, you're gonna pay for it. So that's why I like to help you directly.
Exactly.
All right.
Thanks, man. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, great.
Thank you guys for watching. Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.